Hi everybody, I've brought along with me today my Chinese watercolour set. Quite a lot of people get these sets for presents, but they don't really know what's in them and how to use them. So I thought I would maybe explain how to use them, but just in a very easy way. I'm going to do a little bit of blossom, cherry blossom, apple blossom, because at this time of year in Japan, it's the cherry blossom season and they have huge celebrations for the blossoms all over Japan. Now, this is my kit, one of them anyway, and in it, it came with some brushes, which they're with my brushes set now, but I have brought a couple of brushes out here to the garage with me. And this particular piece here, which is rather lovely, sweet, it's a brush rest. So you just place your brushes on it. We have over here an ink stick, rather nice, decorated in golden dragons. So the ink stick is to make ink. All it is soot that's bound together using gum arabic. And so to release the colour black, you have to grind it on a stone with some water to get some ink, and that's what I'm doing just now. It does take quite a long time to get decent black. This particular set, has a little water bowl and a sweet little water spoon, and that is used to add water to your grinding drip by drip. So like 1 spoonful is 1 drip. Now, over here is a red wax seal and the stamper. It's a lovely little piece of soapstone that's been carved at the end with a Chinese character. At the end of a picture, the artist puts a seal on it and signs it. Now, in order to do some blossom, I'm going to get a piece of paper, that'd be handy. I'm going to paint a branch first. Take up one of your brushes, you hold it just like a pencil. Try and be relaxed with it, and it goes where it just goes. You know, you've got to wet it, so make sure that your brush is loaded with water. You always do that before adding colour. Any watercolours, not just Chinese. Then, using the tip, put the tip into the ink stone and pick up some of that ink. I don't know how black it's going to be, but we'll just have to run with it. Now I have some black at this end of the brush, water at this end, and so it goes from black to grey to transparent all the way through. And that's how you get your lights and darks in watercolour, just because rather than using white. Now we're going to do a branch. Try and do a right. Oh, you can't see the top of my paper. I'll bring it along a bit. So put the tip of the brush down. Where am I? There. Hope you can see it from there. Put the tip of the brush down. This will be the thickest bit of the branch. So I press the brush down a little bit further and then just do a branch effect. So I'll do that again. I'm going downwards with it. This time I might go upwards. Right, try that tip and just randomly put it down anywhere. Get a little bit more. And we'll do smaller branches. And maybe just I'll put the tip down. I'm making it thick at the end just by pressing my brush down a bit. Oh. I don't know if my feng shui was quite just now, but that'll do for a branch, won't it? It's fine. Now I'm going to do some blossoms. Blossoms just sort of go everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. You have to wet your brush. I've brought some red, well, it's a sort of browny red, because it's all I've got, Chinese watercolour, ready made. That's here. And it'll save me getting a red inkstone. So you could use maybe acrylic or watercolour paint if you have it. I'm just going to have wetted my brush and I'm going to put the tip of it into the watercolour paint. And now I'm just going to press it wherever I can. You press each petal one by one, and the petal shape is made by pressing your brush down and then just turning it a wee bit. Can you see that? You don't have to turn it, of course. You could just do press down like that, down like that. That way, I don't know if you can see, you'll get different effects, splodges and little bits of the brushes. It's quite hard for me to show you because I don't want to lift the painting up in case it all dribbles. I'll do a photo at the end, I suppose. So anyway, just do more of these. Wherever you quite fancy some blossom just happening. It can be small bits, it can be in twos, because that would just be like a bud opening up or something. And you could maybe have the whole 5 petals all opened up. I'm hoping that you can see all this. I've got to have my telephone quite high up here and it's sort of stuck together with tape, with duct tape and all sorts. Just so that I can do these wee videos. I think I'll have a little flower here, pressy down flower here, and a twirly about flower here. Sort of splodge effect here and there. What's not to like? Maybe have a few of them at this end, at the end of my page, just to finish them off. Maybe here as well. could probably go on doing more and more of them all over the place. Ah, well, I think I might have a big one. Just put some on the end of my big brush. Oh, it's quite a big dark one. Now, I'll show you how that's coming on so far. I've just randomly put lots of blotches and bits of paint here and there, wherever. But now I'm going to do just a little bit of detail. Well, I forgot that I've used this brush for red. I'm going to put little dots here and there. That's you can put little lines if you want, if you feel brave. Because of course it's all being done in wet paint, and you get that nice splaying out of the paint when that happens. Lots of wee dots. I'm quite a random person, so wee dots work for me. I'm always doing that. It is supposed to be the pollen. If you put dots in the middle of the flowers, of course, they'll splay out, be quite nice. All depends, I suppose. And now I think I had better just do some joining up of the blossom to the bit of branch that I already did. So just you don't need to do much, you just need to indicate that there's where this is coming from. Oh, there's one I didn't do. Now you can do little bits here and there to make it more realistic, I suppose. But I'm not really bothered with that. Not for Chinese watercolour. It's not necessary. What I will do, now don't get upset at this, is I'm going to splat it. Because I like splattering, and it makes it look much more random. Oh, excellent. Now I've splattered my face and everything. Oh. Where's the last bit? Put your proverb, because that's what they do actually. It's like the meaning of life proverb is on the end, carved into the artist's own moral. I think that's what they're called. And so this one would maybe say brighter days ahead, and the artist would just say, I'm really pleased with that painting, so I'll stamp it and I'll sign it. When you see a lot of writing on the Chinese paintings, it's usually because they've written a poem, something like that. I don't know too many characters, but there we are. Well, I wish you lots of luck. Just play. Speak to you soon. June.